Understanding industrial buying behavior. Organizations buy products and services for their corporate use and also use them in their production process to build a final product or service for end consumers. Organizational buying is also called institutional buying, and when the products are used in their own production process, the buying process is called industrial buying. Organizational buying is in few ways similar to individual consumer buying because it is not the organization making the buying decision, but the people at different levels of the organization are involved in the buying process. In this lesson, we will cover buying decision-making process, hierarchical level of buying behavior, organizational buying. It follows from the previous slide that after studying this lesson, you should be able to analyze the nature of organizational buyer behavior, know the different type of organizational consumer, understand roles and responsibilities of buying centers, analyze organizational buyers' buying motives, understand the buying situation, analyze the organizational buyer's decision process, enumerate the influences on buying decisions. Organizations buy buildings, plants, office equipments, furniture, supplies, raw material, packaging material, product for resale, and such services as insurance, financing, consulting, and transportation. Most of these organizational purchases are indirectly linked to the company's purchase of satisfying consumer demands. Buying in an organization is a complex process as it involves many people. The buying agents collect purchase data, market price, and delivery schedules followed by different players and supply them to the purchase department. Business market consists of very few buyers. It is also seen that business market customers are geographically concentrated. Buyers in business market prefer to buy directly from manufacturer or producers. Business to business market is a global marketing activity, as due to advent of internet, buyers can source their requirement from any part of the world. Organizational customers are those consisting of commercial and non-commercial enterprises. Commercial enterprises include distributors and dealers. Original equipment manufacturers and users are a combination of them. The output of the seller in a business market enters into the business process to another business customer's business process in form of capital equipment, raw material or component parts, which is the output of the second cycle and then goes to the intermediaries and value-adding organizations for the final product delivered to end consumers. Organizational distributors and dealers are such dealers who purchase industrial goods and resell them in the same form to commercial, institutional, and government bodies. Original equipment manufacturers are the buyers who purchase industrial goods to incorporate into the products that they produce. Users are the firms who purchase industrial products or services to support its manufacturing process or facilitate the operations of its business in the form of prompt, predictable delivery, quality maintenance, and good service. Major task of an industrial marketer is to identify those individuals who are in any way involved in purchasing decision processes. These decision-making units are called buying centers. Buying centers can be an individual, a department, or a group of individuals from different departments in the organization. Buying centers has common goals to achieve, which also include sharing the risk arising from the purchase decision. Buying centers play 7 roles. Initiators are those people who request for something to be purchased. They may be users or others in the work organization. Users use the product, thus initiating the purchase process. They report on the product performance. Example, worker. Individuals in the organization influence the decision-making process by providing information on criteria for buying. Example, research and development specialists inside the organization and consultants outside the organization. Deciders, organizational members with decision-making power who decide about the purchase. Gatekeepers are people in the organization who have the power to prevent sellers or information from reaching the members of buying centers. Example, purchasing agents, receptionists, secretaries, and telephone operators. Approvers are people in the organization who authorize the proposed action of deciders or buyers. Buyers are the people who have formal authority to select the supplier and arrange the purchase terms. Buyers help in product specification, in selection of suppliers, and negotiating purchases, and include senior people in the purchase department. Different departments within the organization play various roles. Let us discuss a few of them. Purchase decision has an effect on the marketability of a firm's product, such as altering the product materials, packaging, or price. Marketing people become active influencers in purchase decision process. Production and operations department are responsible for determining the feasibility and economic considerations of producing end products. Engineering decisions on specification of parts and materials are confirmed in this department. These departments provide continuous feedback on changes in equipments, costs, and their impact on current production schedules to purchase department. Research and Development Department takes care of initial development of product and processes and sets broad specification for components and material requirement for use in the end product design. Contrary to the belief that Purchase Department does not play a central role in organizational decisions, it is one of the key centers for business customers. They are negotiation experts who dominate in straight rebuy and have high influence on negotiations done under uncertain environmental conditions. The table here shows the buying motives of business buyers. The business buyer has to make many decisions while making a purchase decision. The number of decisions depend on different buying situations. Three types of buying situations are popular among business buyers: new buy, modified rebuy, straight rebuy. The differences among each of them have been shown through this table. We can develop a generalization of decision process for better understanding of organizational decision process. Organizational purchasing starts with identification of demand for product and services. While there are different kinds of needs, most needs arise out of a situation related to the operation of the business. Subsequent to the identification of the responsibility center, he also specifies exact product and service description for procurement. It is also necessary to estimate the exact quantity required and the period in which these quantities need to be delivered, estimate of what are other associate service required for purchase of specified goods and services. If there are many suppliers on the list, a screening procedure is needed that bases its decision on certain predefined criteria. The information gathered enables the organizational buyer to quickly look for suppliers that can meet minimum requirement. A buying center may have to evaluate several product types for a particular use before suppliers can be selected. If products are complicated, technically trained people sort through the alternatives to recommend those that meet previously developed product specifications. An organizational buyer may negotiate a contractual agreement with the supplier. An agreement of this kind can cover a single purchase of a product or repurchase of a product over a period of time. Contracts are commonly used in straight rebuy situation. Organizational buyers usually want to know how well suppliers comply with the purchase agreement. Thus, an important part of an organizational purchasing is evaluation of supplier after purchase. This task is typically assigned to the purchasing department. The criteria used for supplier selection becomes the performance standard for this evaluation. There are four major variables influencing business buyers' decisions, namely environmental variable, organizational variable, interpersonal variable, and individual variable. Among the various environmental variables, the influence of state of economy and other economic factors including government policy is the most important variable in the organizational buyer behavior. Internal variables like a culture and environment of an enterprise affect buying decisions. Every organization follows systems and procedures for business buying. These systems and procedures have developed over a period of time reflecting the culture, policies and practices, processes, structures and objectives of the enterprise. The marketer needs to know who exerts the maximum authority and who would be able to persuade others to agree with his viewpoint. Knowledge of group dynamics helps the marketer evolve his strategy on selling to the buying center. Even though there are several individuals, organizational factors, and environmental variables affecting the buyer's decision, at the end it is the human decision involving individuals who matter most. People carry their motivations, perceptions, market knowledge, and preferences while making purchase decisions. Now let us check if we've understood the various concepts discussed in this lesson. Straight rebuy occurs when buyer wants to modify any purchase. Commercial enterprise consists of enterprises that purchase organizational product for purpose other than selling to customers. Customer behavior is the behavior that indicates the product meets the consumer's approval and he is willing to buy it. Before we end, let us briefly revise what we've studied till so far. Behavior of an organizational buyer differs significantly from individual buyers. Organizational market consists of businesses, non-profit organizations, government and its departments, and other non-consumer organizations like resellers and marketing organizations. Decision-making process of organizational buyer is more rational and objective-oriented, and often more than one person is involved in the process. Organizational factors like policies, procedures, processes, and systems, practices, built over a period of time have direct bearing on the purchase process. Organizational buyer decisions are complex and rational, and involve several individuals with diverse background and expectations.